We have this Despair, Wail, and Perish Oichi deck that I built myself and got top 8 on the first or second day of the new set. Despair, Wail, and Perish is a really ridiculous hero art. It's actually probably the best hero art in the game right now, because what it does is it effectively gives you a +3 in advantage. In games of strategy, usually you and your opponent are always on equal footing, but the way that the games are supposed to boil down to is decision making and how you use your resources to push out your strategy and game plan. The reason why this hero art is broken is that it allows you to +3 in resources onto the field. So for just using a 28 AP hero art, it allows you to bring back 3 units from your discard pile to the field. So your opponent has 3 cards that they have to work against, and those cards also gain bonus stats. For most players, this is not an easy feat to overcome. When I first built this deck, there were a few things that I really wanted to focus on. Curse Extraction, people were saying that this ability would be very hard to pull off, but I always get this ability off at full value for every game that I play. And what is also ridiculous about this card is that it is a card that has so much text, so many abilities. It touches 4 different areas of resources. It touches your life, your opponent's life, your field, your opponent's field, and all for 6 MP you can touch all of those resources and do some type of effect. This buffs your board, it kills your opponent's board, it heals you, and it deals damage to your opponent. This card is power crept as heck. So obviously we had to build a deck with it, and it just so happens that this card synergizes with our hero art so well, because you'll find situations where you're going to play your hero art, gain a full board, and then use Curse Extraction. There is one note I'd like to make about Curse Extraction. In the mirror match, you usually don't want to use the first Curse Extraction, because using the second Curse Extraction in a given action phase usually has the upper hand. But it's always a case-by-case scenario, so just kind of keep an eye on that. The next most busted card was Priestess Rao. This card will transform into a new unit anytime any type of human dies, except itself. So if your friendly human unit dies or your opponent's friendly human dies, I've even used this card to block an enemy unit that's a human, and then it would get the transform trigger. What you would get is Fox Demon Ninetales. A lot of players are downplaying its ability, which I get. You know, maybe it's not the most broken type of Orochi presence or intimidation, but at the same time you have to understand that this is still going to put your opponent into a lot of precarious situations where they don't want to be. And because you have this card, you can still push out your advantages. You can have a Bell unit that's a 4/9. There's just never a bad time to play this card, and you are still going to be plussing and gaining advantage for even attempting to get this card out on the field. And what's really cool is that it's very low risk to put it out as well. Anytime your opponent plays an action card, it'll destroy a random enemy unit. This will make your opponent not want to play actions. We don't play a whole lot of actions in our deck. By using those actions, it means that we can definitely not worry about our opponent having to use actions against us, and vice versa. They'll probably not even play actions at all until they get rid of this card, making them put down a lot of resources to get rid of this card, in addition to making them not play in their usual game plan. And my last favorite broken card for the new expansion is Tenkai. A lot of players keep saying that this card is too much MP, and that, oh, why do you play 3? And the reason why I play 3 is because it's broken. The reason why it costs 6 is because it's broken. And what's really great about this card is even with the mana cost, you still want to run 3. I feel like it's an auto-clued in every deck, because every time it dies, it becomes a 3-cost unit that's a 4/8, and it'll heal you 3 life for every trigger. So it makes you even to a higher health character. You know, forget the selfish predations. You become a 51 health character when you have self predations in your deck. This card makes you into a plus 18 health character. So with self predation and this, you become a 69 health character for any black deck. So you just run 3 Tenkais, 3 self predations, and boom. As a black deck, you are a 69 health character. Moving on to the rest of the deck, we have Disease Souls. I had a question, why do I feel like this is a playable destroy spell, and the reason being is because it is a 5 MP destroy card, and I think it's the best 5 MP destroy card because it can destroy any unit. It also does the sacrifice life, and I don't think that the giving your opponent a unit really matters. I ended up only putting one Alexia Ashford in this deck because when I tried to, it would either clutter, and it wasn't just as good as having a Raging Demon on board. So we have the 1x Alexia Ashford just to have that unreactable destroy, but in most cases having any more than one will become very awkward with this deck. One of the next new cards is Demon Hands. This is the secret art version, but there is a common version within the set, and this card is a very powerful destroy card for black yet again, and this is about the same level as Fate of the Unworthy. Even though it's not the same effect exactly, it is still potent as Fate of the Unworthy and can hit a lot of different targets. For me, I like to play this as a 1x because I feel like that's how it fits in the meta, and generally I probably only have one target that I really want to use with this card. Next up, we have 2 Foxes in this deck. We only play 2 because I feel like 3 is very heavy. When you have 3, you're looking for a lot of situations where you can play this card a lot, but generally I feel like this deck benefits from playing slow. You also want units in your graveyard, and when this card dies, it actually removes itself from the game. So you're only really playing this card to ascend, get that extra pressure in, but as far as the deck engine goes, it's not really helping the deck. It's just being a card that puts pressure out. That's why we only play 2. And of course we have the MP on Death package. We have the Gates, the Zombies, the Junies, and we even have the Alfred Ashford. Even though this is a card that doesn't give you MP back, this is a big staple in TEPPEN because there's a lot of 3-drops going on around, so this will help you in a lot of matchups against red, green, purple, the mirror, everything. Everything plays 3-drop units, so by playing this card you'll be able to plus against your opponent. And with your Hero Art ability, you can bring it back from the grave, allowing you to abuse Alfred even more to help you with your mid to late game plan. Here's the QR code.
You're so beautiful. Would you care to sleep next to me?
Target acquired.
Seems like a bad hand for Rakoha. Do we meme this guy? You guys like memes, right? Memes are good. Alright, I'm gonna try to meme this guy out.
You can have one too. Here, this one.
Am I gonna meme this guy out? Is it gonna happen? We're gonna do it? Oh, please. Please make my day. Please make my day. Ah, damn it. Alright.
Playtime's over.
No memes. Great.
Playtime's over.
Fall into the abyss.
Time to finish this. I'm gonna blow you away.
Well, he has Rakoha soon.
coming.
Now I've got you.
So what I was going to do was I was going to make him brick and just play Rao,
I'm
and
gonna
then kill
blow
him with
you
Veil.
away.
That was the original plan.
Fall into the abyss.
Playtime's
But now I have to play a real game. Which is not as fun.
Let me hear you scream. Let me see you rot.
Playtime's over.
The river is calm today,
I'm not done yet.
like a lull in the wind.
I'm gonna blow you away. Playtime's over.
No.
You can have one too. Here, this one.
Playtime's over.
Nice.
Now I've got you. Playtime's over. Now I've got you.
So, how did I do? You're so beautiful. Would you care to sleep next to me?
Yeah, Gucci sweatpants, that's exactly right. That's why people started running 3 Hados and then 2 self-predations, because it is a problem. I've I've known that problem, even Taiga changed it in his list. The problem with that deck is when you start to like kind of brick a little bit, you want to change the numbers. So Akuma Raging Demon obviously has that problem. There are games where the deck shuffles great, and then you can play 3 Predations, you can play 3 Autos, but there are times where playing all 3 of those cards is not good, and that's why Taiga did change his list. So it is a very real thing that if your deck is not running consistent, you need to change the numbers. It does happen.
I'm gonna blow you away.
You can have one too. Here, this one.
Playtime's over.
Come on. Come on, here I am.
Playtime's over.
The river is calm today,
I'm not done yet.
like a lull in the wind.
Playtime's over. Playtime's over. Playtime's over.
6 cost.
I'm gonna blow you away!
What does she do?
Time to finish this! Now I've got you!
You can have this is coming. Here. This one.
Playtime's over!
Let me hear you scream. Let me see you rot.
Damn. Dude, just recall. You got it. There you go.
Got you!
Nice. Got there.
Playtime's over! Now I've got you!
Nice.
Time to finish this! Now I've got you!
Mm,
You can have one too. Here. This one.
Playtime's over!
sure. He pretty much has to recall here. Yep.
Playtime's over!
Yeah, that's fine.